Hey, welcome to Speech Techniques. We're going to give concrete examples on three techniques that you can start and implement in speeches today, whether it's impromptu or planned speech for because you're running a meeting, whatever it may be. There's three ways that you could just put these aside and plug in the data to match this structure, and it makes things easier. So, oftentimes, rambling and flat speeches are simply because you don't know where to start. It's a common thing, right? And so let's go with these three. This first one is problem solution. So state the problem. You could have all your points, whatever. We're not talking about your introduction, your opening, right? State your problem somewhere early in your speech. All right. In this case, distractions in study spaces make it harder for students to concentrate, and they're becoming more and more common. Research shows that noise can cut productivity by 40%. That's like losing 2 days of work per week. All right. So what that did is I just stated the problem, right? So when you're giving a speech, break it apart, say, what's my problem? Now let's move on. What's the solution? The solution is a designated quiet zone and clear rules and noise levels in shared spaces. A simple sign and enforcement system can create areas where students actually get the silence they need. I stated the problem clearly. I stated the solution. You don't want to just leave it at this 30-second speech, right? So, build upon it like we discussed. So, an example, one university tried this: red zones for total quiet, yellow zones for group work, and then students reported fewer complaints and higher satisfaction with the study space, right? These are all elements of your speech, but if you just narrow it down to problem, solution, you're going to build a speech that is simple and able to be followed and memorable, and they're going to walk out knowing exactly what your purpose was. All right, let's go to number two, cause and effect. So, another quick way to organize your thoughts is cause and effect. You explain why something happened, and then you show what the results of it, the cause and the effect. It's logical, it's clear, and it helps your audience connect the dots. Remember, we want to carry our audience with us. Cause and effect, very simple. Here's an example, cause section. College students often skip meals during the day. Classes, work, social life all get in the way. By the time 10 p.m. hits, hunger finally catches up to them. All right, so that's a cause, right? So what's the effect? The result, a spike in late night food delivery. Restaurants on campuses tend to stay open later, and they shift their workload, right? Their staff to be later because of the cause and the effect, right? It's a simple way to be able to get your information across. So it shows why something happens, and then it highlights the impact in a clear, logical, and easy for your audience to follow. All right, past, present, future. This is the third technique. This is one I tend to lean into. I like this one for whatever reason, comes more naturally to me. So what you want to do is you want to take a topic, place it in time, and then walk the audience through it. So an example that tends to have happened to me many times throughout life is a colleague is leaving. I'm at a job, whatever, and somebody's leaving. And so what happens is oftentimes is this impromptu gathering, or maybe you're in the conference room, the break room, and there's a cake. And then this circle forms, and all of a sudden you realize you're like three away from somebody who's speaking about the person leaving, right? If you take it, say, okay, past, present, future, past, present, future, I'm going to use that format. You can do an impromptu speech that's impactful. So, for example, it comes to you and you could say, oh, I remember when Pat first started here and she couldn't even find the bathroom, and I had to take her across, the building to be able to show her where it was. Now that she's been here for 6 years, Pat is the one who goes out of her way to help new employees and get them onboarded by showing them the bathroom. Now, the future. I hope wherever Pat lands in her new role, that somebody takes her in under their wings and shows her the ropes to the company and shows her where the bathroom is. All right, nice, quick, simple, past, present, future. It's so clean. It's easy for you to be able to do something impromptu, even easier if you have time to plan what you're running a meeting and you do past, present, future. These are really impactful three techniques that you can give better speeches tomorrow. Hey, thanks for coming along this public speaking journey with me to command the room. All right, we're going to do a little recap after I already said thanks. All right, so remember, confidence, manage nerves, and speak with presence, right? The other thing is audience awareness. adapt to who's in the room. Remember the live data, feedback from them. Structure your GPS, your maps, right? Use it to comfort them and to guide you. Introductions and conclusions. It's kind of a thrown in there, but this is something that's often the most difficult. Wait till you're done getting your speech all written and then go back and do those. But grab attention, stick the landing. Remember those two things. And then some of the tools, storytelling, critical thinking, and persuasion. These are things that are going to make your speech impactful and memorable. And then remember some of the patterns, techniques that we just talked about in this slide, right? Future, problem solving, cause and effect, and past, present, future, which is my favorite. So next step is put this practice into your very next meeting or your talk.